There are times when I sit here and wonder if the inmates are running the asylum in Washington. There was once a time when I truly believed that the Trump administration would right the wrongs of previous administrations, foreign policy-wise, and practice a more isolationist policy while improving relations with Russia. It was a long shot, but I still had hope. Since the neoliberal Democrats can't take an election loss and the legacy media can't take the fact that they blew an entire election cycle, they have both contributed to the anti-Russian hysteria that we see now. With the neoconservatives in power, they aren't putting a stop to it and are actively contributing to the Russophobic behavior in some cases, which is equally repugnant. With the U.S. downing of a Syrian Su-22 bomber in Syria, it has now garnered a major reaction from the Russian Defense Ministry, which warned that they view the incident as a major violation of international law on the part of the Americans, and will begin treating all U.S. and U.S.-led coalition jets west of the Euphrates River as hostile targets. Now, Russia isn't necessarily saying that they'll shoot down U.S. planes if they stray across the river, but rather they'll track them as potential targets with their advanced surface-to-air missile systems, which is deployed in Syria, which would allow them to open fire on planes if they start to attack pro-Syrian forces again. Now, let us not forget, the U.S. as well as the U.S.-led coalition is violating international law by illegally bombing in a sovereign country without the permission of the government. Now, I was randomly clicking through the news channels today because I wanted to see what they were saying. And I happened to stop by Fox News. And it was amazing to me how they were justifying the United States' illegal activities in Syria, all the while never really explaining to their viewers the truth about what's really going on. And like all channels and these media pundits and the legacy media, they will continue to justify the United States arming and supporting rebels because we're supposed to be liberators. And like all chicken hawk senators who grace their airwaves, they continue to spout the tired lines of, it's okay whatever the U.S. does because we're going to be on the right side of history, and Assad is evil, so we're justified in our actions, and Assad must go. The U.S. military, particularly at the Al-Tanf base, has opened fire and killed pro-government forces on multiple occasions in recent months. The U.S. has claimed on several occasions that the area surrounding the Al-Tanf base is a quote-unquote deconfliction zone, similar to those that were created by an agreement made between Turkey, Iran, and Russia, with the support of the Syrian government. However, the U.S. unilaterally created deconfliction zones at Al-Tanf Air Base without the approval of the Syrian government. It's therefore not recognized by Damascus or Moscow. Now, the U.S. has repeatedly used the zone's pretense to justify firing on pro-government forces within Syria. Many analysts have speculated that the U.S. is using preemptive force in these cases to suggest that they're not defending our troops who are in Syria, but rather using our troops as a justification to pursue broader geopolitical goals within Syria. And let us not forget, General Wesley Clark already warned us a long time ago what the United States has in store. They're going to take out Syria and eventually Iran. Now, a Pentagon spokesman said that U.S. pilots over Syria will defend themselves if attacked by the Russians. Navy Captain Jeff Davis said, "We are aware of the Russian statements. We do not seek conflict with any party in Syria other than ISIS, but we will not hesitate to defend ourselves or our partners if threatened." Now, Davis seems to be unaware that shooting down a Syrian jet in Syrian airspace doesn't look like you're not trying to seek a conflict. In a follow-up statement this afternoon, White House spokesman Sean Spicer said that the U.S. will retain the right of self-defense in Syria. I find the statements by Sean Spicer to be ridiculous. The U.S. has no business being in Syria. We shouldn't have been there in the first place. They have now put our troops in danger and have created a conflict with unimaginable consequences if this gets out of hand. All I can say is, with lines of communication now closed, the skies over Syria just got extremely dangerous. And with two of the world's largest nuclear powers flying in one airspace and not communicating, I see nothing but tragic consequences on the horizon. I'm the Millennial Revolt. Thank you guys so much for watching, and you have a wonderful day.